about to just come inside and I'll hit you after.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Josh?
He, I'm good.
All right, 5,
Yep.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome to the Bluejay Banter post-game show. We are live here at Let It Fly, where it is rocking once again. It usually is on basketball/football Saturdays, and tonight's no exception. Packed house before and after the game, and you got to get down here early or make sure you get a reservation to come on down before the games, because these Creighton games are getting packed down here, and it's a great, great time. Welcome to the show. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe and like button so you can share it with all Bluejay Nation. Welcome to the show for your first timers. I think you'll have a lot of fun. We have our regular segments that you've always seen in the past. Coach's Corner, Unsung Hero, Worst Call of the Night. And tonight we're going to kick it right off with Coach's Corner, sponsored by CareMinders Home Healthcare. And Jalen Courtney-Williams is with us. Hi, Coach.
Yes, sir. How we doing?
Good. So I looked it up. We went we scored 2 points in 5.5 minutes there in that section of the second half, and it was it turned into a rock fight there for a while, didn't it?
This dude a stat guy, bro.
Let's see.
Yeah.
No, I thought in the second half we got pretty lethargic, at some point. But I like the way we finished it, though.
Yeah.
I like the way we finished
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, man, games like this, obviously we know we going to win. How do you, go into a game and try to, or what's the message to the team about, yo, I know this is something we can steamroll over, but we want to get better at this. What was that,
We don't approach it like that.
Yeah.
Every game
Yeah,
has,
for
has
sure.
to be played. We just try to work on us, though.
For sure.
We try to go out and execute the things that we want to do well. Just continue to grow from game to game and practice to practice. And in some ways we did that tonight, and in other ways we still have room to grow.
No doubt.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Trey Alexander just playing a first-team All-American level. I mean, he's been tremendous both ends of the floor. And tonight what I love is he cut down those turnovers. He only had one tonight.
Yep. I mean, he has a tough job. He has to go out and guard every team's best player.
Two-way.
No matter who comes in the game. And Texas Southern tonight had a couple different guys that weren't on the roster two days ago.
Hey, be like
and then they popped in, and some pretty good players, and he has to go to whoever's doing damage, and then he has to produce on the offensive end, be it for himself or others.
Right.
But he's rising to the occasion with the best of them.
Jalen, I'm curious, some of these guys in practice, a guy that comes off the bench, gets some minutes, obviously we see his shooting ability, Isaac Trout.
Yep.
Maybe another guy like Josiah Dotzler, who we see the talents there. Josh and I have talked about him. We loved his game ever since high school. He's not playing a lot right now. Obviously, he's a true freshman, but a couple of guys like that, what have they shown you guys on a consistent basis in practice, and do you feel good about them moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. Like a guy like Josiah and Isaac both, and Jason Green, before his injury. They were really taking steps and making strides. But they compete, they're learning, and obviously you look at where, Baylor and Trey and Kalkbrenner and even Steven Ashworth are in terms of minutes played and practices logged. They're just so much further ahead. But,
sure.
Those guys they're coming along. They're coming along.
Yeah, what about with Steven? So last game, we were kind of looking at him like there was more there, that he could have did. How do you feel about him now today versus last game?
Yeah, we came out more aggressive.
Yeah.
And some of that is defensive schemes from the other team.
Oh, so so last game, you think running schemes on them kind of?
For sure.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, he shot 44%
at Utah State. Yeah.
So people are keying in on him. Tonight, the game plan seemed to be take away Kalkbrenner at the rim, and so we were able to get kickouts, and he was a little bit more aggressive. But he's finding his way. And he's in the film room every day, and he practices hard, and he's asking the right questions. And his head's in the right space, so we're confident that he's going to continue to grow.
I think what some people don't understand is he's handling the ball and taking up the court full pace.
Absolutely.
Almost every possession.
Absolutely.
He's got a lot on his plate, and then besides that, with so many weapons, everybody's keying on those ball screens and coming over and stopping him and so forth. He's not getting a lot of open looks tonight. He got a few, but. Tonight I thought he was really a floor general out there. And he had some one full court pass when he laid it on the
No,
money.
he's
That was beautiful.
He's crafty. And that's what he is. He's a floor general. He's going to give you that every day. Now, the stat sheet may, say one thing one game and another in another game. And that's the beauty of this team.
Yeah.
You have different guys that can do different things on any given night.
So on the other question, people had since day one has been on the 4 position. Mason and Isaac. I keep saying Isaac keeps growing a little bit. Tonight he got in fairly early.
Yep.
And again tonight he looked much more comfortable. Especially I noticed on the defense end he looked better.
Yeah. No, it's both of them. They're taking strides, making strides every day, especially on the defensive end. Mason's getting his nose in there, getting some rebounds, and Isaac, same thing. And then defensively, just getting more comfortable with our schemes. And as we change them from game to game, both of those guys are growing. They still have a ways to go.
What do you think about somebody text me and said during the game, Nick Boss said, we got a best big 3 in the country?
Ooh.
Is that pressure?
Obviously, I'm taking our big 3
for sure. Yeah,
over anybody else.
Unbiasedly though, like with Shireman and Alexander and Kalkbrenner, with that phrase and energy, how do you compare that to we played a few games. What do you think he's gauging that off of?
Here's how I take that.
Yeah.
Every team may have a really good defender, maybe 2. I don't know too many teams that have 3 elite level defenders. And any given night, the one that's not the greatest has to go to somebody. And whether it's Baylor, whether it's Trey, and those ball screens handling the ball, they can score it. They can make plays for other people.
Right.
And that just gets our dominoes falling.
Yeah, I respect that. I just want to, I'm not doubting it for them people out there. I'm only asking you.
I'm taking our guys any day of the week. So maybe he's right. He's right.
You see it every day. So I just wanted to know, to me, I was like, oh, okay, but why?
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to see your perspective.
They're unique.
You feel me?
They're unique. Obviously, Kalkbrenner, I think a year ago he had one of the most efficient seasons in college basketball history, I think. And I think he's on the same page. Teams are just keying in on him even more to take him away. But with that being said, that helps those other guys kind of get loose and with their ability to pass, score, and create so much for our team.
More aggressive on the boards tonight, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Had 10 rebounds.
10 rebounds?
Yep.
Well, with the same thing with Baylor and Trey, you've been around a lot of programs. Obviously you played at a high level, been an assistant coach. Especially in MAC's system, too, how important is it, to let people know, okay, we've got Baylor and Trey, 2 guys that can just, by themselves, are great rebounders.
Yeah.
They can go grab a rebound and just lead the break by themselves. That's got to be, for a coach, that's got to be a huge
it helps.
positive.
It helps. It helps your break. You can be faster in transition. Right. None of those guys are asking for it. They're all unselfish. They're willing to sacrifice themselves on cuts or spacing to the corner. And it just helps our offensive flow. But, yeah, you're right. Tonight, Trey had 7 rebounds. Baylor has 9. There it is.
There's not a lot of guards. There's not a lot of wings in the country that are. Trey had 11 against Iowa. There's not a lot of guys that are averaging close to.
And I'll say this to that point. Kalkbrenner, he doesn't always have 10 rebounds, but he's always connected to a guy. He's blocking guys out, which allows those guards to come in and clean them up.
Yeah, we're here with the Bluejay Banter postgame show. We're live here at Let It Fly. Speaking of Let It Fly, I know that's our mantra, but probably 43s is probably a bit. We seem to kind of.
Yeah, right.
We seem to kind of settle there in the second half. Don't you agree?
And the messaging was, especially when the jump shot's not falling, let's get it inside, be it a post catch with big fella or a paint touch with a dribble. And I thought we were able to do that, after a while. But we kind of started to settle. And here's the deal: we took good shots.
Yeah, I think so.
They just didn't fall.
A little rush though. We just everybody.
Nah, man.
It felt the pressure started. The pressure started growing though. We were missing. So then the next guy down and go, okay, I'm going to make this one.
Yeah, but to your point, you want to establish an inside presence, be it with the dribble or the post catch.
Max said that almost every game.
Yeah, we always go back and forth on this. I'm like, nah, man, let it fly. I feel like that's your strength. You play to that strength. Obviously, you do make adjustments, but even if it ain't going in, shooters need shots.
Yeah, I think this team in particular really shoots it well. You can kind of get tricked into living on the 3-point line, but we want to play inside out.
Right. You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, though.
We can score a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
As Baylor and Trey showed tonight.
Absolutely.
We can score a lot of different ways, yeah. So we got 4 games down. Are you Are you where you think you ought to be right now with the team? Are you a little behind? Is there some areas you think we really need to clean up, or is it just little things?
I think we are where we need to be. Obviously, moving forward, we still need to continue to grow defensively. Obviously, we talk about that forward position. Both of those guys are still growing. Stephen Ashworth is still finding his way, and I think he's getting better and better every day in every game. And that's what you just hope you can continue to see growth as we continue to move forward. But I like where we are.
It'll be nice to play the 2 games in 2 days down in Kansas City.
Yeah, it'll be the first back-to-back.
Yeah, right, right.
For sure.
Because then we have a big layoff till Oklahoma State. So we're already pointing to that Nebraska game already.
Slow down. Slow down. I mean, Loyola's a good basketball team. They're well coached. They run a lot of good stuff offensively. They can shoot the ball. And then the back half of that deal in Kansas City is obviously going to be tough as well. So we got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah. Jalen, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great job as always.
This is my first time in this table, man.
I know. It's a great setup here.
Come back, man.
I feel special. Yeah. I'll be back. Invite me.
Yeah, come back. We'll invite you anytime, buddy. And that was Coach's Corner, and it's sponsored by Care Miners Home Health Care. You know, they're the title sponsor of the show, and they do a fantastic job. And when you're in need of care for your injured, ill, or senior loved one, reach out to Care Miners Home Health Care. Their agency is comprised of certified caregivers who have many years of experience. You will receive versatile, flexible, and customized care for your comfort, peace of mind, and well-being. So give a call, 402-532-1383, or go to careminersnebraska.com and check out all they have to offer. That's Care Miners Home Health Care. All right. Thoughts on the game tonight, Josh? Now you can talk. Go for it.
Yeah. Oh man. My thoughts on the game is I'm so forward thinking and optimistic. It's like every time I see a game, I just think about where we can be, where we're trying to go, and how far we can go. I mean, this team is great enough to shoot it like Creighton against Villanova at that time when they hit 9 threes. You know, this team is good enough to play inside to where we can balance it out if we can't hit those 9 threes. So I'm just, each game, like, I just get more excited about, like, the potential and the ceiling. Yeah. It's really a different look, wouldn't you say? Like,
there's a lot of balance with this team.
Yeah, we can kill you in a lot of different ways.
For sure.
Right, you know?
Like, this is the most, to me, maybe the most balanced team that I've seen in a long time. I mean, I think about, like, Marcus Foster, like, his talent was offensively more superior than most of his teammates. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Trey Alexander, like, his scoring ability is, like, second to none on his team. But he can also be a star in his role if he needs to do something else.
Like Mitch and Tyshawn, we're above the rest of the team. So if both those guys had an off night, then you're like,
yeah, but not this team.
Yeah, right,
like,
right.
Well, I think the difference is too, like, Baylor and Trey, like, those two are, I mean, those are two of the best guards in the country.
Yeah.
And they look significantly, which is crazy because they both had great years last year. They look significantly better than last year even.
Right.
Oh, I definitely so.
They both look in phenomenal shape. Trey, they both have the size.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's part of the thing. At this level, like,
you got to be a big guard.
You got to have size. Like,
yeah.
You know, we were in the Missouri Valley. Like, the guards were a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I mean, we're 6'2", 6'3" apiece.
Yeah.
You know, and on average, like, we didn't expect a guard that can post you up, rebound over you. You know, it's different.
And still drive it by you.
Yeah, at the same time. Exactly. So you're right.
So I think those two if those two stay healthy, obviously all year, you know, you're going to feel confident going into every game because you have those two.
Yes.
And Kalk, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really thrilled with what I've seen from those two so far.
Yep.
And then I think teams are going to get a little bit mentally, not from a physical standpoint, but mentally wore down when you bring a guy like Farabello off the bench and he drains a couple threes.
He does.
Isaac is showing he's not shy about taking that open shot and knocking it down. You know, we can, and then while we got Kalk out of the game, here comes Fred
King.
You know,
yeah.
So
you mentioned Trout. Do you feel like this game? I know Texas Southern was Texas Southern, but do you feel like he's coming along a little?
I just felt he looked on the defensive end. I'm not saying he played defense any better or
Yeah,
any
right,
worse.
yeah.
He just looked more confident out there
Yeah.
tonight. He looked like he
I agree.
belonged a little more. And I think that's just growing on him. I think he, kind of took the fact that he was put into the game pretty early.
A game like the Iowa game where he played really well probably did a ton for his confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a big crowd. It's a Big Ten team in there. He comes in off the bench. He's rebounding. He's physical. He's finishing layups.
Right.
I mean, while he's getting fouled. I mean, that's got to be huge for a guy like Fred.
Yeah, and a guy like Trout, it's almost like if you look at him, you can assume that he's slower, but he's so tough and gets it off so quick and execute offense so well that he's a marquee. I think he's that 4 spot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
This year is it.
He needs now he needs to develop that 5 to 10 foot game a little bit, because then he could really, because there are some opportunities where he could drive it to the hole.
Yeah, he can even face up and jab and shoot.
Well, it's mid-November. We haven't even seen Jason Green yet.
Crazy.
No.
I mean, we could be 3 months from now, end of February, and we're all sitting here saying, look what Jason Green brings to this team.
Right.
Yeah. So that's another part that's exciting.
How long is he out for? Do you know?
I think in about 2 weeks he'll be starting to do a lot of work. Okay. But I would say, so what does that put us? That puts us probably around early December. Yeah, I would think we probably wouldn't see him because we don't have many games.
Could we see him by Alabama?
Maybe, but we have Nebraska. Then we don't play at all until the following weekend, and then we have another week off till Alabama. So
that December 9th,
kind of a gap in
there.
December 9th game, Central Michigan. That might be a key date for him, maybe.
But what's the rotation? How do you guys see him fitting into this mix now? I mean, Mac pulled Mason early. I don't know if it's because of error or Trout playing with more confidence, but at what point do you go to Green?
Yeah, that's where him being injured at this time of the year
just
killed us, because tonight he could have got tons of minutes.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
So that kind of hurt us. But
go ahead, sorry.
I mean, but overall, tonight's game was kind of a stinker.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
We knew that.
We knew that.
No, but I mean, we went, like I said, we scored 2 points in 5.5 minutes during the second half. That was like, if you looked at the play-by-play on the sheet, there was no, how they put the score when somebody scores?
Yep.
There was a whole page where there was a score.
What do you think that was? Why? Why do you think that was? From like a
I don't know. Texas Southern ranks on near the bottom of every offensive category from what I was seeing and what I was told.
It's hard to gauge at this time of year, though, too, because they're playing bye games. Bye game after bye game after bye game. Yeah.
They're not very talented offensively.
No.
As Coach said, they brought a couple new guys in tonight. Threw us off.
That's always tough.
There's a couple players that look like they have some game.
Yeah, for sure. They had a guard, man, that if you see him up close, you're like, man, this dude, quickness is elite.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
I think it was like number 12 or so. I don't remember.
Yep.
On our side of it, I think Steven missed some wide open shots. It seemed like we almost got that. There was a long stretch there in that second half, too, where there wasn't a whistle.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we got a little tired. We're missing some long, and we kept taking longer shots, instead of maybe finally Baylor broke it and threw it to the hole.
For sure.
And that helped out a lot. But, it's just one of those deals. It's not, nothing I'm concerned about. I'm just saying overall that there was a lot of people heading to the exits with about 10 minutes to go, because it was a lopsided game, and,
It kind of can get tricky, though. I mean, I feel where you're coming from, because if you think about it, you look to some games in tournament or in league play, and then if you see that type of energy and we lose, you look back to the Texas Southern and say, wow, maybe we should have finished stronger or finished better in those minutes. You should start noticing things you thought you never noticed.
I was up there kind of bored waiting for you to get on the court and see what you had next.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying the same thing on my side. It was an awkward moment. Like, I ended up having a lot of great conversations with parents and kids and stuff like that were waiting on the moment.
Can you, and I hate to put you on the spot with this one because you might not know the answer. Someone told me that they can't.
Somebody asked me on the way.
They can't do the gun on the other side, right? Is that correct?
So, because of, I'm not sure if it's NCAA or Creighton regulations, but you can't shoot the machine blaster over that side for the sake of potentially.
Like for the T-shirts.
For the T-shirts, yeah. Potentially hitting the huddle or something. It's all about the teams. Yeah. Fans ask me all the time, and it's like, I'm almost trying to prepare a statement now to tell him like, hey, first Ross, I was doing it wrong. I was like, hey, look, I hit him with this. Then it went from this to like, that ain't on me. Now it's like, all right, listen now. And I look around. All right, I got a little time. So because of rule, I don't know if it's a Creighton.
I think it's an NCAA rule.
It may be NCAA, but you can't shoot the blaster or throw T-shirts over the huddles.
Well, yeah, but we used to shoot the gun on that side.
We did. I don't know.
So the rule must have just changed.
But maybe it's because it's it's extendo.
But then I thought, why couldn't we take it right to center court so there's no chance of it hitting?
Malfunction. You got T-shirts flying in huddles.
Yeah.
Right, but if you took it right to where the scores table, that's what I'm saying. But
hey,
whatever.
What you said is it's a thing.
I sit on that side. That's why.
It's a thing, man. So no, you're not the only one. I've been asked that every single game. Right. They almost should put that in a memo in the emails, right?
There was no dunk contest tonight either.
It wasn't. You know why? Because I told them, you know what, like. We need to like keep it funky, keep it fresh. We're gonna bring it back, at the right game.
All right, Josh. Whatever.
Hey, who is unsung hero?
I'm going Isaac Trout.
Me too. Yeah, that was my answer, because we've seen the same things. We've seen him like step up and do things that separated him from the rest of the group on performance.
He played 20 minutes today.
Yeah, I know, but he was playing hard.
It's got to be hard for him too. Like, he comes from a system in Virginia that's one of the slowest tempos in the entire country.
Right.
They're trying to run 25 seconds off the shot clock every single time down.
Yep.
So, when he's open for three.
Yep.
Which probably happened a lot when he was at Virginia practicing, when he was redshirting, and they're like, no, we want you to move it. We want you to get it moving, or go set ball screens, or go set down screens. And so this system is completely
I'm not trying to be negative. Do you think he can slide into the starting lineup? I'm not nothing against Mason, or do you think it'll be a thing?
I don't think Mac will do that.
I think Mason provides a lot.
Mac's kind of a guy who sticks with what he's got.
For sure.
I don't think Mason's done enough
to
solidify being a legit starter.
You mentioned Virginia, and I just happened to notice tonight too, a couple different times. He was setting those picks just like he was at Virginia in the middle of the lane.
And
I was like, see, that stuck with him there.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
Good. That's good. All right, so there it is. Isaac Trout, your unsung hero. Worst call tonight. You're not going to get a worst call tonight.
There's a lot from Iowa.
That. I thought they let a lot of traveling go on both sides.
I mean,
I think they were just like, let's get
the rest was sleepy too, bro.
They were like,
you're right, man.
They were like, we got to get back and watch these football games.
Yeah.
It's a 30-point game. You're going to let a lot of stuff
You got to let it go. Yeah. I respect the rest for that.
Trey, how about Trey's sweet move?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, what was his stat line?
Trey. So great. Thanks for bringing that up, Josh. Let's go through this. So Mason Miller had 5 rebounds, 6 points. Ryan Kalkbrenner, as we mentioned, double-digit rebound tonight, 10 points, 16 points, 10 rebounds. He had 4 blocks tonight.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and that was fitting when they were honoring the 63-64 team with Paul Silas on it.
I know, that was legendary.
Right,
yeah,
beautiful.
That was cool.
Ashworth hit a couple threes early, but that was it for him. 2 for 8 from 3. 6 points, but 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. I thought he played a very good game as far as running the show out there and had that full, almost half-court pass call, which was a thing of beauty.
Right.
Trey Alexander, here we go. 33 minutes. He had 20 points.
Legend.
8 assists, 7 rebounds.
Man.
He makes it look easy, too. Like, he's not even, like, working for
I thought he had, like, 12. I thought he had, like, 12. He, like, legitimately, like, he's him this year.
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting. Can you give me Baylor's? The reason why I say that
by the way, Trey was 5-11 from 3 tonight.
Man.
So you take him out of that equation, we'd have been 9 of 29.
I know. I like him because I like how you just call it like you see it from the stats.
We were 10 of 29.
We were 10 of 29.
So see, there you go.
I say this about Baylor before you read it is because, like, I still don't think we had the coming out party for Baylor yet. To me, this is just me speaking. I see
There's more there.
Yeah, I see the same Baylor I seen last year right now. Like, he does his job. He does, he gets us over the hump where we're like, when nobody's scoring, he'll hit a 3. He'll do something big. But I'm waiting for that extra, that seasoning. I'm waiting for that, get him to the basket and 1. I'm waiting for something a little different or something a little extra. I'm not expecting him to do what Trey does, but I want to see a little bit that I ain't seen yet.
We might see that if Trey's has an off game. Like we might see Baylor because I think he looks in better shape.
Because who else is going to do it? I'm just asking.
No, I agree. I'm with you.
So
it's got to be
before
Baylor.
I get to Baylor stats, so just to if you didn't see the game for some reason, contrast in how the teams played. Creighton had 21 assists tonight.
Ooh.
Okay. Texas Southern, 3.
What?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they're playing against Creighton, though.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of one. There was a lot of
one-on-one. Yeah. After the while, you look at the score like, I gotta get mine. You gotta get it, bro.
Baylor Schreierman.
Yeah.
33 and a half minutes, 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Okay, so he's doing what he's supposed to do.
So look at these two guards, if
So
you
he
want to
did
call
it,
them
yeah.
that. These two guards, if you want to call them that,
Right.
2s and 3s. They had 16 rebounds between the two of them on a
Man.
total of 48 rebounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So they had a third of our rebounds.
That's
those two
crazy.
guys.
Now imagine if he he already is doing more than he did last year. Like obviously, like from an eye test, like you get what I'm saying. Like I wish I could see something different. But imagine if he start driving it a little more, being more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's about an extra 6 to 8 points that he can get.
And more impressive than that, those two had 2/3 of our assists.
Leaders. Hey, there you go right there, Nick Ba. Big 3.
Yep.
They're just really good players, man. Like
That's what it comes down to.
Like they're just like they have size. They've got NBA level size, and they're both really good players. It's nice to have them on your team.
I think it's
sure.
going to be good for the team as
Yes.
a whole. Because, like, I don't want to harp on that saying that, but we get kind of sad. Like, I was thinking about that during that stretch. Like, it's going to be good for us, even though this isn't Maui competition.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's going to be good for them to get away from this
Away.
arena.
Yep.
Let's go to a neutral floor.
I'm with you.
There'll be tons of Jays fans there, so it'll kind of seem like home, but still.
I'm with you. Because this could
totally
be a curse,
different
bro.
competition.
Yeah, this can be a mirage.
Yeah,
You play too many of these here with the team we got to get away.
So to
I'm
finish
with-
this
I'm
up,
with you.
Trout had 5 points, 3 rebounds. Farabella, I know he had a lot of points. Where is he at? Francisco had 5 points only? Yeah, 5 points.
He wasn't as aggressive on that shot.
5 points, 1 of 3 from 3.
Ross, we were talking about him last time, and what we were agreeing to say and see about him is there's a lot of times where it's swing, catch and shoot it.
He does a lot of pump fakes.
Yeah, stop that.
I agree.
He's a better shooter than
I
that.
agree.
He is the one who said
Because
to
he's
you.
not a threat to
No.
once he gets in the lane.
What
like,
else are
he's
you
not
going to do?
looking
You're not
shoot.
looking. Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm with you.
and Timmy interviewed him preseason, and he admitted to him that like I got used to the conference. A few looks that I normally wouldn't take at TCU that I need to take now. I'm gonna do it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come on, brother. Like
I'm with you.
He
No,
also
that-
said he shot some last year that he wasn't used to.
Used to,
shooting.
right.
So
That's just our system.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it takes some time getting used to.
yeah,
Like,
you get the ball before you think you're supposed to get it.
Right,
And
right.
this stat line.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, this stat line doesn't prove that he played bad. It just proves that
Right.
he's still getting the kinks.
Yep.
Come on, man.
He played well against Iowa.
He did, yeah. And
Yeah.
and since I seen that, Ross can't do nothing different.
I agree.
Yeah. And that was it. So 82 points for the Jays. Lucked out on that cover, huh? That guy had a really good look there at the end.
I don't even. This
Wait,
is
who-
a shot.
who
I
you
saw it was
about?
30. Zach, our producer, said it was 27, and he saw 27 and a half, but I think that was early. The line went
Oh,
up.
the line.
It was like 31.
Yeah.
And I told the guy next to me, I go, we were up by 34, and I said, watch this.
Oh,
we
man.
kind of got into a little lull there, and I said, we're going to miss. They're going to come down and hit a 3 and cover it by half point. People in here are going to be
Yeah, right.
moaning and groaning.
Well, I know
And-
somebody who did help me cover Ross. We can't say the name. You get it.
Let's go to the opponent preview, and that is sponsored by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. They're the bank of Bluejay Banter. Doug Noggar was here tonight for the game, having dinner right over here by me. And
What you have? I always ask.
you got to, like, there's the second time now, that tower of nachos,
I feel
nachos
you.
in a can, it's so cool.
Good choice. Hey, this might be random, and he gonna laugh. Y'all got to try the blue cheese here. It's like
I love blue cheese.
I don't know if it's homemade or what, bro. but I ain't never ate blue cheese.
Maybe it's the blue cheese from Iowa, man. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, if it is, I'm about to drive to Iowa because it's phenomenal with the mozzarella sticks.
Oh, okay.
You gotta try that.
I love mozzarella sticks.
Oh my God.
But if you haven't, so they have something very unique I've never seen anywhere else.
Yeah.
They have nachos in a can. You're like, what?
Yeah.
They bring a can. It has no lids on either side, and they pull up the can.
That's the elevated experience.
There's a tower of nachos.
Yeah.
And here's what the other thing we were talking about tonight. We got those. They have a bowl, and you know how you get nachos on the plate and they're falling off and stuff.
Right.
They have a bowl that has sides on it.
For
so
sure.
This keeps everything in there.
How many
It's
people
great.
were able to eat off the? Honestly, that's an appetizer, but it's big enough for an entree, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. At any rate, Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Two great locations, one out in Elkhorn on 204th and then over on just north of the Schwab building. They do answer the phone on the first ring. They absolutely do. And they are recently we had to do something on our account and readjust that. I went with my finance guy. We barely walked in the door. Two people jumped out of their chair to immediately help us. I mean, that's just how they are each and every day.
It's good service.
Yeah, especially with my money.
Fantastic customer service. So take the headache of banking away. They make personal checking easy. That's Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. So opponent preview. So we're gonna dive into Loyola a little bit. They're 1-2 on the season.
Okay.
I
didn't get to watch them yet.
I'm still not used to it. I was looking at this afternoon, and I'm like, where are they? I can't find them. I went to the conference, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
you're in the MVC.
Yeah, man.
They're in the A10
no
now.
shade, no pun. And,
they lost to what's usually a pretty decent program in Illinois, Chicago.
I watched the game.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think?
UIC had some transfers come in. They looked a lot better than they have. His second-year coach, this guy named Luke Yaklich. He was an assistant coach at Michigan for a while.
Oh, yeah, he's young.
Yeah, he's a little bit young. He's probably about 45 or so.
He's coaching with UIC.
Coaching UIC.
Oh, UIC. Okay.
And
I was thinking of Loyola.
I thought they played well.
The same coach is still at Loyola, correct?
Correct.
That's the guy I was thinking of.
Drew Valentine.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
So, they had a down year last year. I'll be stunned if we don't win.
Yeah.
But
they also lost to FAU.
Happen,
no shame there. However, Bryant dominated the game today and beat FAU.
Wow. So,
which I'm not shocked by that. I think if everybody's overranking them just because of what they did in the NCAA tournament.
For sure.
Yeah.
1 year is so different than the next. You've got to start all over.
Yeah.
You're back to zero.
Yeah.
They beat Eastern Illinois, and they played New Orleans today. I didn't see how they did. So they're probably 2-2. I would take it.
When I'm looking on TV for all these games, like I kind of get frustrated because there's a lot of games I really don't. You know, I look forward to those like big marquee matchups when I'm not getting them yet. You know, I'm trying to skip past these.
Starting Monday, buddy.
All
Starting
right.
Monday.
Okay.
Maui.
Oh, man.
Man, we thought it was loaded last year.
Who's in it this year?
I think it's got to be the best one they've ever had.
Who's in it?
Well, Kansas and Marquette right off the tip.
Oh, that's crazy.
Duke's there, right? Duke there?
Duke is there,
I can't wait.
I thought Tennessee.
I can't wait.
Tennessee. There's no slouches there.
I mean, it's like...
Hey, I'm going for the Big East in this one. We need that. Hey, a couple of the Big East teams lost. Like, we won today, but I heard
Villanova
lost yesterday to K-State. Villanova lost
in
to
overtime.
Penn.
That was in overtime. That was a
you
battle.
See, y'all watch? What you think about Kaluma? With the new team he's in.
He looked better yesterday.
Yeah, he had
his first
18 yesterday. Right?
His first couple of games with them, he did not play well.
Yeah.
At all. He looked a lot better yesterday, but it is interesting. Like at the end of the game, there's about 10 seconds left. It's tied. Game ends up going to overtime, but it's tied in regulation.
Yeah.
They ran a little screen for Kaluma to catch the ball on the wing.
Okay.
And he just started going one-on-one. And he gets it stripped.
Oh.
And it's off his foot, out of bounds.
Man.
That's
why he left. He want those opportunities probably.
It's like we've seen that before.
Yeah.
And I liked Art. I thought Art brought a lot of really good things to the team last year.
Yeah. Don't you feel like we took him as far as we could for what he wanted out of basketball in college in his latter years?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, Art was just a little selfish with the ball.
I
mean,
feel
he was.
I mean, it went out of bounds. Yeah. You just said it. You just said it.
He didn't seem to mesh with us sometimes.
No, it didn't.
Not like this year. Like this year, everybody seems to mesh.
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, there is no Duke My apologies.
No,
but listen
good.
to this lineup. You got Tennessee, Syracuse. Chaminade is in it, though.
Okay.
So they play Kansas.
They're going to make a –
way to go, Kansas.
Right.
You know. Forgot about Purdue. Purdue's in it.
I love it.
Purdue and Gonzaga, for crying out loud.
Nimhard been hooping.
And
Keep
then
it real.
the nightcap on Monday night at 10:30 is Marquette UCLA.
That's going to be fun.
A field.
I know. See, that's what I've been skipping for. Hey, and I'm about to cut off Cox, man, because my bill be fluctuating, man. Maybe because I order everything on boxing. But, hey, if anybody out there know about a service that got everything I got right now, hit me on my DM. Let me know.
But anyway, that's a great tournament. The one down in the Bahamas is usually a great tournament.
For sure.
That I think is
Ross,
later on this weekend.
We were, for different reasons.
Yeah.
But we were in the Bahamas.
Yeah. So that's I think that starts like Wednesday.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me, because I've been waiting.
Yeah, but that's
good games. Some good games.
You know, we had a great field. Okay, we had San Diego State was in our field, but we also had Louisville. We had Cincinnati.
Yep.
All they have is Chaminade. That's it. And maybe you could say Syracuse. But
Yeah.
other than that, that's a ton of top 15 teams.
Man.
That's going to be great.
Is Creighton the top 8? Do we look like that?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell because of the competition.
Yeah, and that's what.
And we didn't play our best game against Iowa, which was our best competition.
Yeah.
So,
that's where my frustration comes from. It's like I'm ready to see that Monday so I can start seeing who else is out there, because we look good.
Right.
But the problem is like you can't, to me anyway.
Yeah.
You can't really like watch other teams and then say, oh well, how they do against Creighton. I mean, you can obviously.
I know what you mean.
Some of the Kentucky teams on the way back, you're like, okay, they're going to kill us. Like,
yeah.
Right? But because we're so hard to play against.
Yeah, we
just
are.
I always remember that game the COVID year we played Kansas down there, and they were interviewing Bill Self after doing his press conference, and he just goes, they go, well, how come this got open? He goes, look, they are hard to guard.
Yep.
And they just are. So, but anyway, we play Loyola. I believe it's 3 o'clock tip.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Can't wait.
I would like to say 1,000%, but I'll go 90% of the way here.
Yeah, there you go.
I think we'll be doing the show live down there on Wednesday, so make sure you tune in. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of inside stuff. I'm gonna get down there, watch the first game, and so forth. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Josh and I'll let you know.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. What a great. We're 4-0.
Right.
We should be 6-0.
We should be 6-0.
Oklahoma State
can't go undefeated if you don't win your first 4.
Ross, you're so smart. Boy, the game I had circled that I thought was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
At Oklahoma State.
Yeah, they don't look very
They don't look very good. Yeah.
They're struggling big time.
No, yeah.
But they'll be in their home court.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then, oddly enough, a game, other than we're not talking about Alabama yet, but of these first group, all of a sudden that Nebraska game looks tougher than.
Man, listen.
They blew out Oregon State today.
I watched a lot of that game. They look good.
Yeah.
They really did. Now, Oregon State's not a great program, but.
No.
So do you think that Nebraska, because I only seen the record. I haven't seen the game yet. Do you think it's a case where, like, the matchups that they chose kind of give them confidence and get some wins under their belt?
Sure, absolutely.
But they're playing well against those.
Yeah, they look more.
So they legitimately look good.
Watching them and looking at the roster, they look more complete than they have been in a while.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're.
No, yeah, I feel you.
But
right.
they look like they got some guys now.
Yeah, sometimes when I look at Coach Hoiberg's record, I just feel like his record in circumstances doesn't compare to how good he can coach.
Yeah.
Like I can't let nobody do him in like that just because I feel like he's a better coach than that.
I agree.
But I respect him for like standing tall. Like I don't know if he's saving face or what, man, but he all in 10 toes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm with you. Should be a fun game.
They don't. That Duquesne game's not a part of a tournament, is it?
I don't think so.
They don't play in a tournament this year, huh? Well, that's going to help them out a lot because they play Duquesne and Cal State Fullerton next. Son.
Okay.
And then they play us, and then they go right into Big Ten play with Minnesota and Michigan State, and then they play Kansas.
I was about to say 0-3. No, I'm playing.
They go Big 10, Big 12 challenge, so they play Kansas State. So that'll be a challenge.
That's gonna be tight. That's gonna be fun.
So they haven't hit their meat of their schedule. They won't hit that until they play.
I bet you Nebraska beat Kansas State. Watch.
That's a bold pick.
I think so. I think the other ones is what it is. It's standard, but I think that one is one they can win. They're going to shoot it well.
All right. So at any rate, we will be back here Wednesday after the Creighton game. So tune in the YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at Bluejay Banter. We'll be tweeting out exactly when the time of the game is and when the time of the post game will be, and we'll let you know exactly what's going on there.
Hey, thanks for having us on the show. I got to say that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Just being grateful. He like, don't cut me off. Go ahead, bro.
Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe and like buttons, and helps us out a lot. So Jace 4-0. Roll along into Kansas City on Wednesday. We'll see you there.
Happy Thanksgiving.